Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Foul Line Talking. I am Jason Bastel of Primal Bowling, here with Reggie Elliott from Alley Cat Action, and our special guest of the day, Mr. Carl Ong.
I appreciate you guys having me out.
Thank you for being here, man. It's a pleasure. Yes. One of the biggest names in Southwest bowling right now.
Oh, geez. No, I wouldn't say that. But.
Oh, I don't know.
The third year of you running a $10,000 tournament, and each year it's gotten better.
I appreciate it.
Each year.
I appreciate it. The growth is definitely there, but, you know, it's just trying to have the evolution of that tournament, right? Like, we try to add a little spins to things. We're not going to change much. It's more, I don't know if it's ever going to really change much versus adding additional opportunities for bowlers like yourselves to make more money. That's the ultimate goal, is try to come up with things without getting too diluted with all these extra add-ons and side pots, but you got to add a little something. I think that, you know, every year we kind of go back to the drawing board of what can we add or what can we tweak,
right.
To see if it sparks any additional interest for bowlers, not just for the locals, but for people that come out from, you know, out of town.
Because for your event, I mean, your format's always worked.
Yeah.
It's been a good format since you started the Ong, and you managed to get bowlers from everywhere, from all levels too. PBA bowlers from out of state.
Just overseas. You know, yeah, overseas, yeah.
A lot of really good talent always come out for that event, and I mean, prize fund has always been good, format's been good, and since you started, has been one of the better events.
And a different winner every year.
Different winner every
absolutely.
year.
Yep. So, yeah, it's been nice.
Now, the big news about the New Mexico Open,
yep.
which I'm sure everyone wants to hear about. Everyone was curious about what the announcement was going to be. Everyone was waiting for it, and you didn't disappoint.
No, good, better, and different. You know, look, Steve Mackey and Mike Miller left an incredible legacy and tradition with that tournament. You know, with like we were saying, like evolving that tournament a little bit. We changed a few things for the qualifying. We did make it a re-entry event.
Okay.
And because, you know, we decided that re-entry was, we believe, is the best way to go, we had to trim also the amount of games from 8 to 6 for qualifying, just because bowling 8 games and then asking bowlers to then potentially re-enter, that becomes that becomes
squads per
long.
day.
So we have
Same.
2 on Thursday, 2 on Friday, and 3 on Saturday. Very similar to what I have for the Agent Ong Open regards to qualifying.
Right.
Some of the differences will be the 2 squads on Thursday and the 2 squads on Friday. Leader off of each of those 4 squads are guaranteed into the top 32, which we did not change for Sunday. So when you qualify for Sunday match play finals, none of that's changed. Okay. It's just how you get there has changed a little bit.
Right, the format of qualifying.
So how did this come about with you, Carl Ong?
So I got a call maybe a couple weeks before the announcement of Mike Fagan being the new proprietor for 10 Pins and More.
Right.
Mike and I have known each other 20, 25 years.
Wow.
So
okay.
we have a long, you know, friendship, but it's always been more of a, hey Mike, how you doing type thing. We're not, you know, super close. We have a lot of mutual friends that have kind of helped keep that relationship, and I just ran into him last year in Vegas during the Masters, the same Masters that D-Ron won, also from New Mexico.
Right.
Yeah.
So he had reached out to me and asked me if there was an opportunity that I would consider helping move forward the New Mexico Open. And, you know, I really want to preface, like, the legacy that Steve and Mike has for that tournament. I am in no ways discounting any of that, you know, and I'm honored and I'm privileged that They asked me to do it. Mike asked me to do it, and it's a huge undertaking, right? Because you don't want to ruin the tradition and the legacy, but at the same time, how you run tournaments when you're the proprietor and the tournament operator, there's a lot of different things that can and cannot happen when you're the owner and the tournament operator versus a tournament operator going to a center in theory,
Right.
and asking the center to host your tournament.
Right, just hosting the event.
Right, so it's a little bit of a different dynamic that, good, bad, or indifferent, just has to be this way.
Right.
I can't say, where I could, in theory, let's say use the New Mexico Open as a marketing for the overall benefit of the center. Now it's, I have a 4-day event. I'm in and out of there inside of 4 days.
Right.
But then I have a whole year-long prep time of marketing the event and growing it, getting sponsors. Because of the amount of time that I've been given to get this tournament floored and to try to push it forward, some concessions had to be made, and some of those format changes, at least in the qualifying scenario, had to be changed.
Right.
I understand there are people out there that don't like the change, and I respect it, and I understand that. All I ask is, I hope that people will give Theo and I the opportunity to showcase what we can do, while honoring the history of that event. That's why nothing on Sunday has changed.
Right.
Nothing at all.
Now, as bowlers, we're so used to this tournament being in August. That's still going to be in August?
Yep, it's August 14th through the 17th. So the date, that same weekend, is in the books. It is the exact same weekend as years previous, so none of that's changed.
And I think because of your past events with the Agent Ong and helping, Theo with his 10K, and you guys have established yourself in Arizona. There's not many Arizona bowlers that are gonna question, you running the event or the formats, or, you're still gonna get the support from at least the Arizona bowlers.
And I hope so, but, at the end of the day, it is different.
Yes.
Steve Mackey and Mike Miller, what they've created over there is legendary.
Right.
It is a legacy. I call it a legacy tournament, right? It's just something that it's been 20 years that he's run that event, and he's changed some things throughout the years, but and it's just our opportunity to kind of put our spin on it, but also trying to keep as much of that tournament's, whether it's format or tradition, as you might call it, intact. But as with anything, the evolution of that tournament, it has made a couple of changes this year, and I hope people will at least give us the opportunity to showcase what we can do, and hopefully it's a success. And we're looking forward to the challenge. Mike Fagan has been an absolute great person to work with. I look forward to the changes that he has come in for the center itself. And I wish Fagan all the best. And we'll keep our fingers crossed as well for the New Mexico Open.
I'm looking forward to it. I go every year at least to watch. It's always a good time out there.
I see a lot of bowlers from everywhere.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
And like I said, it's like the Ong too, where you get bowlers from all around to come and bowl New Mexico Open. Like you said, it's been like a legacy tournament.
Absolutely.
People that bowl it just because it's the New Mexico Open.
Right.
Just to be there, be around all the good bowlers, surrounding yourself with them, and it's a good time. It's a good atmosphere out there. Everyone watching each other, and that's the other thing I noticed last time we went, is we would bowl first squad, and then even after you got done with first squad, no one really left. There was a lot of bowlers that hung around or went to the bar or, stayed to watch. And
well, everyone's waiting for that elusive cut score, right? So, So, none of that's, changing. We are having an official cut score after the Saturday 6 o'clock squad. And the difference is now if you feel that you're out of the number, you have the opportunity to re-enter.
I think that is huge.
Yeah.
That is huge.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, there has been some people debating if that's a good idea or not, and I understand it, but at the end of the day, it's a decision that's been made, and we're going to press forward with that, and we're going to make it the best we can do with it. And I don't want to forget Theo. Even though I'm the tournament operator, I could not do this event without Theo. He's my definite boots on ground in regards to once the tournament starts, he handles so much of it.
Yep.
I don't hand it off necessarily.
Not 100%, no.
No, but he handles a ton of the heavy lifting, and I just definitely want to let everyone know that Theo is a huge integral part of both of my events, whether it's New Mexico Open now or the Agent Ong Open. He helps my eliminators, so yeah, and then now.
Shout out to Theo, like even our tournaments, me and Theo, we host together.
Yep.
He takes a huge role in it.
Absolutely.
One of the best at it,
and
too.
I always try to be a step ahead to give him a break, but he'd be like, no, I got it.
It's already done.
It's already done.
Yeah.
That's his
Already
favorite word.
Right.
It's already done.
And speaking of tournament directors, Jeff Hemer has been the tournament director for New Mexico Open for quite some time. And that's another person that I want to just take a moment and say thank you to for helping be a part of that huge legacy event. And and what an amazing thing he does for the youth bowling and with his JBT. Had a chance to sit down with him last week, and I was surprised. I did not realize that he does almost 90 events a year.
Wow.
So it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So again, shout out to Jeff and everything that he has contributed to the New Mexico Open, best of luck at the JBT as he continues to grow that event year after all those events year after year, and I wish him all the best.
100%, yeah.
Knowing that you have the New Mexico Open, the Agent Ong, has it been overwhelming? One being in August and then the next one 2 months later? Like, how's your work-life balance with that?
Oh, it's hard. I own multiple companies, and now I am spearheading two, larger events. And now with introducing the Southwest Swing,
right,
and wrapping Theo even more into with the Cactus Classic now, there's 3 10K plus events every other month starting in June. So we bowl June, Cactus Classic, we skip July. And then August, we roll right into the New Mexico Open, skip September, and we roll right into the Agent Ong Open.
Yep.
So, we have a 3-event swing that I'm finalizing the details. How that works, if you don't mind me just explaining really quick, is we're going to do a points race. There is no additional cost to the bowlers for this added money.
Okay.
If you participate, you get X amount of points. Where you finish in any of those 3 events, you'll get X amount of points. So on and so forth. We tabulate all the points at the finale at the Agent Ong Open.
Okay.
And then from there, you're just gonna walk with extra cash. I'm working on sponsors. If anyone's out there that's interested in a grassroots initiative where I'm not charging the bowlers to participate, I'm looking for sponsors that believe in what I'm doing. Whether it's the bowling manufacturers, anyone in the bowling industry, bowling products, or even outside bowlers that might have companies or opportunities where they could partner with us. I'm really trying to come up with a good prize fund to where if you bowl my events, and you participate in whether it's 1, 2, or all 3 events, you're going to stack points. And at the end of it all, when everything shakes out, you're walking with extra money that you do not have to pay for other than bowling what you're already planning on bowling.
Right. And the exposure from the events is good too.
Absolutely.
You get so many walks of life between those 3 events.
Yeah.
I mean, you're seeing a lot of people, not just bowlers.
Right.
People that come to watch or spectate or family or friends or whoever it may be. Now, I wanted to ask too about the Southwest Swing. Hypothetically, say this is running for a few years and, someone wins all 3 events.
They're probably going to win the points.
Is there going to be some kind of prize? Are we going to have a Southwest jacket?
That's definitely.
I'll tell you what, if you win all 3, which I think would be an absolute amazing feat, because all 3 finals are different.
Yes.
3 different centers, 3 different oil patterns,
Yep.
and none of them have been easy.
No.
You know what?
Special belt.
You put me on the spot. I will tell you this: if that happens, I will come up with something,
yeah.
because that seems like
Because I was thinking to myself,
an amazing feat.
I
That's like a triple crown, right? Like
right,
in
that's what I'm
theory.
saying.
Sure.
If you can make the Southwest Swing, and you can win all 3 of those events, man,
Yeah,
that's
bowling.
that's something.
No, I mean,
Bowler.
That's bowling.
if that's the case, I will definitely try to figure something
I
out.
think each of those events have had a different winner, pretty much each year.
So
And that's
The
30,000.
Ong did,
yeah, so
and the 10K.
So at mine, you had Matt Zweig my first year and Kyle Ponzo the second year. Theo has had a 1 repeat. We went Darren, Jacob, Darren. So
Yep.
Butters and Darren Tang. It was I think Tang, then Butters, and then
Then Tang.
Tang again.
Yep.
So New Mexico. I mean,
It's been years.
who's who? It's been 20 years, right? Francois Lavoie has won it twice. Andrew Kane, Dylan Taylor's won it. Chris Clerk has won it. I mean, Chris Barnes has won it.
Yep.
I mean, so that, like I said, while the Cactus Classic and the Agent Ong Open are in its initial stages of trying to grow,
And it will.
I mean, historically, New Mexico Open definitely has a lot more history behind it.
Correct.
A lot more winners that you can talk about.
Yes.
But yeah,
If it ever happened,
if you can win all 3, I'll come up with something.
it'll be a Southwest belt.
Yeah, there'll be something for sure.
It'll be
Belt.
something.
I love the belt.
Belt or a jersey.
We'll figure something out for sure.
So for those that don't know Carl, you want to tell them what you do besides bowling?
I own a real estate company. I have a real estate team that's brokered by my home group. So buy, selling, investing, residential real estate is what I do.
All right.
That's what I named the Agent Ong Open after. It's actually my real estate team. So that's my form of my marketing, right? Instead of spending marketing dollars on advertising my real estate company, I try to do it through the tournament.
Right.
My hopes is I grow the tournament, give something to the bowlers to bowl, and in turn, whenever someone is looking to buy or sell or invest in real estate, they at least consider me to have a conversation.
Right.
There's a million,
Local.
there's a million real estate agents in the valley. There's a lot of great real estate and bowlers that are real estate agents, right?
Right.
Yes.
So I just want to be in the mix. I just want to have the conversation, and that's my form of marketing.
And I think it's pretty cool that, it just go hands in hand, because when you bowl with so many different professions,
Yep.
so many different people that may need a realtor. Not too long ago, I was looking on Facebook, Kyler Adams.
Yeah.
I think he went through you.
He did.
And
He did. And
awesome.
no, like
I bowl your tournament, you're a realtor. Now I have a house with a big old pool, Kyle, so I want to come
yeah,
swim,
yeah.
man.
He has some pool.
About to get hot out here.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
No, and that's kind of what I hope for, right? Is to have that relationship with the bowlers that when it's time for them to have that opportunity to buy, sell, or invest in the real estate, that they just give me a chance to have a conversation.
Right.
Look, like I said, there's a million good people out there that can do what I do. I just, like I said, I'll earn the business just if I have an opportunity to chat, and if I don't, there's no judgment. I mean, everyone knows at least 3 realtors, I would assume. Yeah. So, yeah.
Now, even before tournament directing, how long were you bowling for? When did you start bowling, getting into bowling?
12, 13 years old. I grew up bowling in Tempe Village.
Okay.
In Tempe. My dad is older. So, trivia question: When was your grandfather born? Do you know what year?
I want to say. That's a good question.
Do you know when your grandfather was born?
Like 20s.
Couldn't tell you.
The 20s? 1920s? Okay.
20s.
What would you think your
Probably around 30s.
So you are 2 generations away from your grandfather. You have then your father, then you.
Yes.
Right? My father was born in 1917. Wow. He had me at 59 years old. So I couldn't do the same things with my parents as maybe some other children growing up with their dad. Like, we didn't go out and throw footballs or play baseball. He was older.
Right.
How he would spend time with me is take me to movies. We'd spend time together talking, or he'd take me to the bowling center, and I would just throw balls. And I fell in love with the sport. I bowled Saturday morning juniors. My first year ever bowled, I shot my 1/200 in the league, and I was hooked. And then a gentleman by the name of Paul Renteria started working at Tempe Village. He's the only 2-time high roller winner, where they were worth 200 grand each.
Wow.
So he's won 2 of them. So he started working at Tempe Village, and he took me under his wing and taught me how to bowl. Like one summer, I went from like 180 to 210.
Wow.
170, 180. Yeah. And I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
Right.
I was conventional, 10, 12 pound ball, just, rifling down the lane. And I owe a lot to him for teaching me how to bowl. And then I went adult at 15 years old. A funny story is, the weekend before I went adult, I won a top dog tournament for a trophy. Next weekend, I bowl Monte Carlo, which is was color pin back in the day at Kyrene.
Yeah.
And Bowlers Club used to be around back in the day with Strike Force and everything. I won, I cashed in that tournament, I should say. So the weekend before, I got a $10 trophy, and the next weekend I was $1,500 richer, 15-year-old kid with $1,500 cash.
Golly.
So for then, I never looked back.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have scholarships back then. It was just, there was no SMART program or anything like that. So I went straight into just bowling, and that was the bug that I've always had. And as I've gotten older, injuries have occurred and stuff. So
But bowling.
I just don't bowl much anymore. Like right now, I have a torn MCL. I haven't bowled since February.
That's a side note to why none of us are bowling on this Foul Line Talkin. We're all
Beat up.
busted up somewhere.
Right.
So
And after the night I had last night, oh my goodness.
yeah. So we're spectators today. So what was your high set in game?
799, 300.
Man, won
Yep.
300 or more.
Only one.
Only one. It's one more than I have.
I mean, I think my highest book was 230, 227, 230. But I shot that without 300.
God.
About 300, 800. So I used to love it. There was a time, one summer, man, I in Strike Force and all the local stuff, and back then, I think it was the summer of '99. Man, I made like 15, 20 grand in the course of a summer just bowling.
Yeah.
and then
At every event.
Yep.
and then I decided to try the regionals.
There's a lot of money to be made in bowling that people have no knowledge of.
Yeah, I mean that's pennies, but
More
it gave
now with the 310K event.
yeah, and then it gave me a lot. It gave me more of a bug, and then I tried to go out on bowl some regionals, and I learned a lesson over 3 years of trying to bowl regionals. Not my thing. I'm honest,
Stay local.
but you know what? That's probably my biggest bowling story I will tell you. That's why I'm a lifelong bowling fan, or whatever you want to call me. I made the greatest friends those 3 years. I tried to go out bowling regionals and everything. Two of my closest friends in the world, Robert Smith and Tony Reyes,
Rest in-
God rest his soul. So, man, I'll tell you what, there will never be in my lifetime two closer people in my life. And I miss Tony all the time. And it's sad. He's definitely gone too soon. But they welcomed me with open arms. Like man, I was never really that good. But being able to hang out with those guys and them accepting me for who I was as a person, not my talent,
Right.
was something I'll never forget. And because of those two individuals, I know some of the greatest people in bowling. Legends of this game, I can consider friends.
Yeah.
And it's because, as a 22-year-old kid, they accepted me in and introduced me to everyone they knew. And dude, that's the biggest reason why I can do these tournaments.
Rob.
Bob, I call him Bobby.
Yeah. he's still bowling 50.
Yeah,
right?
he's bowling the 50s.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, one thing I noticed for me personally is, again, I mean, I was around the bowling scene for a few years. I'm still only, 180 and change average bowler. But when I got into tournament directing, I got to meet a lot of great people, and be around bowlers that I never thought I was going to be around, go to events I never thought I'd be around. And I've had was very fortunate with a lot of great mentors and people that helped me, you and Theo, Reggie. You guys have helped me since I started, not making the best decisions all the time. And
to your credit, what you do on Monday nights is awesome.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't even bowl, and you got me to bowl like 3 or 4 times.
You have to understand. You too. You give the bowler something to do.
Right. Fair.
On a Monday. Think about that.
Yeah. I was very fortunate with Monday nights last season and went as well as they did, and we managed to get 60 bowlers, and
Every Monday.
yeah, and on a Monday night at 7:30, people were coming in to bowl the event, and it was fun. And
Yeah.
we're starting again this year, June 2nd, 7 p.m. check-in, 7:30 start. We're bringing back a lot of the same things, but we're just hoping to grow. And like I said, I've had a lot of help from people that I know, and I'm fortunate now to be in circles with bowlers that I never thought I'd be around, or even bowling the Thursday night scratch league. Lord knows there's been many nights I went there and I'm like, I don't know why I'm here. I shouldn't be bowling this, but it's helped me meet more people and know people and spread the word about the event and try different things and cool things that I never thought I could. So
The only thing I can tell you is keep putting yourself out there. Not everything is going to work.
yeah,
That's the nature of what we all try to do, right? Including Theo, right? Like, not everything is going to be a perfect science. It is definitely a work in progress. And you, like I said, you try to be innovative and you try
right.
to push ideas and potential opportunities forward, and you hope they work, and and maybe not 100% of everything you try works, but even if just 1 out of every 3 or 4 things work, that one thing could be a huge game changer of what happens, for the said event.
Right.
So all you can do is put your best foot forward, and I think the bowlers should support it. Whether it's Alley Cat, CBE, Primal Bowling, my one-off events, we're giving people an opportunity to bowl.
And at the end of the day, I think that's what it comes down to, is we all just want to grow the sport. We want to grow the sport. We want to help it expand and have more things for bowlers to do, grow bowling back, more events, be more event dominant, not just open play and casual bowling, and help people get into bowling. There's stuff to bowl for every skill level around here,
No, for sure. And for example, bringing up John Verbal and the Tatter Days. And Strike Force, with Josh Malloy and Craig Spencer, there's so much to bowl.
Right.
Whether it's handicap or scratch events or...
Shout out to Christy Thompson.
Oh, yeah, Christy Thompson as well.
She's killing it.
Yeah,
Her
double,
is huge.
Yeah.
Doubles, trios coming up on the 30th now.
Right, so she has a lot of those more of funner type events, right? And, a lot of the Baker stuff. And yeah, so like I said, there's so much bowling that I have a hard time scheduling an eliminate.
Yeah.
Because because out of respect to you and Christy and John and Craig and Josh,
everybody.
And even Greg George Abood from the PBA running the Western region.
Yep.
And then the main tat with Jamie McWilliams in Vegas. I try to literally run a huge schedule with everyone on it, where I can fit right there.
That little one.
That one spot.
Book it as quick as you can.
But then I gotta think: is it a holiday? Is it spring break? Is it fall break? Is there reasons why people are out of town? And so So for the bowlers out there, I hope that people can't say there's nothing to bowl, because for a running event, I can't find a day I can host an event.
Nope.
Because you have state, you have city, you have masters, you have queens.
And then on top of that, you have to look at out-of-state stuff sometimes too.
Yeah, like I said.
SNBT is going on in Vegas, or
Chocolate Chicks,
Cali, and
I'm a huge supporter of Chocolate Chicks.
Yeah, but like I said, there's
the weekend that's not. There's one weekend I could have scheduled an Alley Cat tournament, but I'm a supporter of Chocolate Chicks.
Yeah.
But
I canceled it, and I'm going to Cali to bowl Chocolate Chicks.
Right.
Shout out to State.
Right.
So like I said,
it's tough.
That's why I announced the Agent Ong Open, within weeks of the year previous, right? When it ends in October, sometime in November, I'm announcing the date.
Right.
New Mexico has always been the same weekend. I don't anticipate changing that for iterations forward.
Right.
But that is a Mike Fagan question that I hope to that stays. But we'll see how that goes.
Right. Now, next year's Ong, I know it's early.
This coming or the 26th? Okay.
26.
Okay.
Vegas.
That's a rumor, right? No.
This exclusive right now?
No. No. Kyrene and JJ have been an amazing host.
Right.
So I cannot assume that it would go that route.
Right.
The only way that would even be a consideration is if the tournament's blessed enough to outgrow the center.
Right.
Right? I can't imagine that happening this year, next year.
Right.
But hopefully over time, it's something that I could look at, but I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Right.
I like I said, Bolero, Kyrene has been an amazing host.
Shout out
and
to AJ and the crew there.
Absolutely.
They run a lot of events out there.
Conway, Bobby, they bust their butts
Yeah.
for my event every October. That they do their absolute best to help my tournament run as smoothly as it can, and knock on wood, where if I can find real wood out here.
The one is
Definitely synthetic.
The first 2 years have been, for the most part,
Been smooth.
yes.
smooth.
Been smooth.
Yeah. So,
very running. Well run.
but yeah. So to answer your question, it's not on the forecast,
Okay.
but
What will the name be? Because
Oh,
each year it's been exciting.
yeah,
Ali.
I don't know.
By that point, who knows?
We
But
got
no.
the Agent Ong.
You need to
Then
say.
it was
Strikes Back.
Strike Back.
And now it's the trilogy. Yeah.
Like,
Now you've gotten to the point where you don't need to say anything else other than Agent Ong.
And that's kind of, I hope that it's something that when they think October, that they think Southwest,
Yeah.
they hopefully will now consider is there an event in October in the Southwest? Maybe not by name, but just
Yeah.
maybe some rumblings like, hey, there's a 10K event,
Right.
in Arizona in October. And the same thing with the Cactus Classic in June. I can't speak for Theo, but I can only hope that one day I have a legacy and a history of the October event
yeah.
to even be in the same breath as the New Mexico Open. That's big shoes to fill, and I will never say that it will ever get there, but that's my aspiration, sure, right? I mean, I think we all would want that.
Oh yeah.
They put a flagship benchmark that everyone tries to obtain or strive to be, I guess is probably the better way of saying it.
As far as sponsors, I have seen each year the Agent Ong tournament have gained sponsors. Are some of them sponsors willing to go with the New Mexico Open as well, or is it totally, you're gonna have it totally separate?
So I would say this, majority of my sponsors that support the Agent Ong Open are very local and hyper-focused in the Phoenix metropolitan area. Besides that, then we have Rotagrip, and then we have Bolify.
Right.
Two national sponsors. Because of where we are time frame wise for the New Mexico Open, only being just a few months away, it's going to be more difficult to secure the sponsors that I have a year to
Collect.
probably go after, for my, the way I would do the Agent Ong. One of the harder things is I don't live in New Mexico. I don't have those business contacts and relationships that I do here locally.
Right.
With that being said, Adrian Hare, Brian Hare, people like D-Ron Booker, Mike Miller, all those amazing people that live in New Mexico, the Albuquerque area. And then obviously, with Mike Fagan being out there running the center whenever he's there.
Right.
I'm hoping to get to know a lot of those locals, whether it's being introduced by them. I'm actually going to New Mexico next week
Okay.
for the weekend. I've announced where I'm going to be at because I want to meet the locals.
Right.
Because they've had the opportunity to get to know Steve and Mike Miller and Jeff Hemer over all these years. I'm an outsider coming in. I felt that it was necessary for me to go out there.
Right.
So I'm going to be hanging out at one of their bigger leagues on Friday night at a bowling center named Silva's. And then the next 2 days, I will be at 10 Pins and More, home of the New Mexico Open,
Yeah.
at they have their state tournament. So, I'll be hanging out there for a couple days in the state tournament. I fly in Friday morning and I leave Sunday night.
Nice.
Now, can you let them know where they can register for some of the people that are interested?
Yeah, so if you're interested in bowling New Mexico Open, it's August the 14th through 17th at Rio Rancho, New Mexico at 10 pins and more. They can register online at newmexicoopen.org. So, yeah.
Now,
And registration's open now, and we have a Pro-Am that you can also register on Friday night.
besides the Ong and New Mexico Open and all the bigger events, you also do run some smaller events and eliminators and stuff. Meantime, you have anything coming up?
No.
Yeah.
I want to host another eliminator in June, but with the New Mexico Open, being slated for August, I'm trying to find the time. I know people want to have the eliminator. I will do my best to have an eliminator in June.
Will there be in the future eliminators for each event? Or each tournament, like how you do eliminator for the Agent Ong, can there possibly be an eliminator for the New Mexico? Or are we just speaking too far ahead?
I would like there to be, I would like to have winner spots in New Mexico. I would like to have eliminators in New Mexico, but because I'm not there,
It's hard.
it's going to make it extremely difficult. But I do know people there. I know capable people there.
Right.
Whether they want to do it, I gotta get out there.
I'm always thinking.
No, I gotta get out there. I would say never say never. But my hyper focus right now is helping Theo with the Cactus Classic in any way I can. Getting the Southwest swing floored, because I really think that is a huge benefit for the bowler. If they come support us, we will in turn give back for that support of all three events.
Right.
And then obviously New Mexico and the Agent Ong Open. So right now, for the next 6 months, I am pretty busy.
Pretty busy man.
Pretty busy.
Popular man right now.
And I want to come. I can't bowl your events, but I'll come hang out. I'll.
For you, since you're about to be coming up with the Monday Night Showdown, we got Carl here. I know last year you did winner spots. Is that something you're thinking about doing this year again?
Possibly.
Yeah, anything's possible. I haven't held many winner spots this year for the Agent Ong Open, just because of timing. I know we run it sometimes at Theo, the CBE events. I know we run them at the eliminators.
Yep.
So you never know, man. I'm open to partnerships. I think that's the biggest thing. I'll come support you. The CBEs, Strike Force helps us by handing out flyers, or having the flyers at their tournament desk. So yeah.
And I think it's good. We did win a spots, like you said, last season on Monday nights. And, they went out pretty well. So we'll see when we start Monday nights, see what the turnout's looking like, see who's coming out. Hopefully we get a lot of people. We have a nice new shiny belt, and we're gonna have our Player of the Year race again. I know a lot of people didn't know about it because it was kind of an end of the season decision, but we're gonna have a Player of the Year race for a trophy and a separate prize fund, and we're gonna have our big playoff at the end of the season for the belt again. So plenty of room to grow and try new things. Right now we're doing the wheel action matches.
Oh, I saw that. Jenkins and Fitz.
We had Jenkins and Fitz for the first match.
Nice.
Next match, Fitz and Hardesty is being planned right now. So those are going pretty well. We'll maybe run those throughout the season. We'll just play it by ear. We start, like I said, we got a month getting there. So,
and that goes back to what I was saying. You add these little ancillary things and you kind of sprinkle them in as an additional benefit for bowlers to do something. So yeah, it's great.
It's just another fun way for bowlers to come in and be competitive and make money, and and I think that's what the whole Primal thing, the start of it was that it's on house and anyone can have their night. You know, we know a lot of house bowlers that average 220 that might only average 180 on sport, but they can come and compete with some of the best bowlers in the valley and still have a chance on Monday night.
Yeah, I went a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't.
I want to say, did you make it to the finals?
No, not the finals. I think top
The semifinals.
top 8.
Yeah,
I think in the top 8.
You made a few qualifiers.
Yeah, I think I made a top 8, but
Yeah.
I run out of gas easier than most.
No, so it's, I don't know, I'm proud of what Primal has started out at least, you know, and hopefully it
Absolutely.
grows more. And like we were talking about how you look at Steve Mackey's events and hope to carry legacy and grow like that, that's how I see your events.
I
You know,
appreciate that.
I can always look and be like, man, I wish I could have, you know, an event that big, that turnout, that kind of prize fund, and be around the bowlers you know or community. And so, you know, we all try and grow off each other. There's no competing. There's no, you know, I support Alley Cat Action and Carl stuff and John and all the other events around town and King of the Hill even with Josh running it now. And so
Like I said, there's stuff to bowl
it's going to be a fun summer.
all the time.
I actually think it's huge for the community
Right.
that we have something throughout the week in the summer, and we have something pretty much every weekend
Yeah.
to bowl.
And during the week,
And during the week,
Wednesdays, Mondays.
Yeah.
Saturdays, Sundays, every night there's something to bowl for all budgets, all skill levels.
Right.
Reggie, what about
This-
you?
For me,
What you
this
got coming
summer,
up?
Alley Cat Action has nothing. We have some action matches. I have a few groups going out to Cali with me to the Chocolate Chicks that's
Yeah.
bowling. Far as tournament wise,
Yeah.
we're taking off in August. That's when we'll start back, which we'll have some winning spots for Agent Ong and doing it from there. Like this summer is just strictly. If you look up a calendar, like he said, on a spreadsheet,
So hard.
every week there's something.
Yeah.
And if I was to book something, I'm stepping on somebody's toes, and I'm not.
No one wants to
I don't
do
want to do that. You know? So we'll start back in August. In an ideal, we're going to have the ladies, and then right after the Open. There will be some tournaments where it will just be doubles, so I'll have one main event. But for the most part, I'll have the ladies edition will go first, and then the Open right after.
Still thinking we got to do that Primal versus Alley Cat Action match at some point.
You know I'm all open for it. I'm all
Been
open
saying it.
for it.
Telling you.
I have an idea. You find your 5, I find my 5, you find your 5. I'm just not bowling in my 5.
I'm not bowling in my 5, but I can find
I think
5.
we had this conversation before.
I'll find a 5. Get Monster Mode to be the 4th, and then we can actually run it.
Yeah. And I might as well share something.
Come on now.
So I actually have a couple of seniors that's going to represent Alley Cat against some other seniors in California.
Nice.
I'm excited about that. And
Okay.
they're actually coming out here.
That's nice.
I'm excited about that.
Nice.
Listen, if we could each get a team set and have one solid
I mean, why not?
matchup,
I got 5, you
I
got,
got
5,
five.
you got 5.
So here's the problem.
Theo has 5.
Here,
a little
but here's the problem. Some of our 5s are probably going to be the same people. Very possible.
I don't think my 5.
So, with that being said, we should have a draft,
Oh.
potentially.
Ooh.
Just a thought.
I like that.
Ooh.
I like that.
But,
Because
I think there will be a little bit of overlapping for certain players.
the fact that this year brought out more groups than what we have.
I was gonna say you.
I don't have a group.
You definitely.
Anyway.
I don't have a group. Wait, time out. What group? I don't.
Anyway.
I bowl on Tuesday nights. Is that my league team? It's not a group. That's my Tuesday night
you have
team.
a lot more people that are
You have
one
more
side
people than what you think
representing.
that will
What do you-
represent Team On.
There's a lot of people that would represent.
No, but I'm saying I don't have an actual team.
But you can form one.
I don't know. I can get one together. No, I can definitely put one together. But I'm saying like Monster Mode.
Yeah.
Like that they have a huge
They have a huge following.
group of people.
I told Stewie, shout out to Stewie too. Hey, collect everybody because you never know who's watching, who don't say anything. Man, they over there having fun, man. How could I be a part of that? You know, go introduce yourself, Stewie. And that's what he's done. And he went.
It's work,
I seen
man.
him go from 4 people, so I think he's about 17 maybe
I
now.
have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's one of my
But
favorite.
you got
favorite
GNS
things,
now
man.
with Primal and Art.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They started. You got the Primal. I see you guys in tournaments representing Troy and all of them.
Yeah.
Theo, sorry Theo, but I'm gonna let it out the bag. Theo has a group. Okay, it's what is that? The All Stars or something like that.
Oh,
but
boy.
they're pretty solid. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
CBE,
no, but
that's
I
what
bet
it is.
they're all right.
CBE All Stars.
But that's what I mean.
And they're
There's
solid.
probably some overlapping of players that we would like to consider to be in your starting 5, right? I mean, within reason. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of amazing bowlers.
I think it's safe to say me and you don't have any overlap.
I'm not gonna name any. I'm not naming any names.
Off the top of my head, I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
I'm not gonna name any names.
I'm not naming names. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that I think it should
have,
happen.
I think we should have. You know how they have the Battle of the Sexes? I think we should have a battle of some kind of group.
Kind of like a battle of the brands.
Yeah,
Battle of the
battle of
directors?
brands. Yeah.
Battle of the brands. We're all brands, right?
Yeah.
Within reason, we're all brands.
Bring all the directors out there. Bring all the crews. I think that'd be fun.
Maybe it's something we can put together.
We'll figure out
We'll see.
something.
We'll figure it out.
We can figure out some kind
All right. Can we schedule it after October, please?
Yeah, we'll
Please.
schedule it. We'll
Just-
schedule it
just-
after the Ong.
Yeah,
all the
please.
action matches happen.
Yeah. Like speaking of action match.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Speaking of action,
We-
after the Ong.
I definitely want to mention.
Cal True.
Yep. I want to
That's
mention.
Jones.
Yep.
Yeesh.
That's going to be phenomenal.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am personally looking forward to that. It's a big part of the fun side of my event, right? Like, I love all of it, but there's something about the action matches and the sweepers, all the things outside of the main event that I just enjoy watching
Oh yeah.
and just kind of hanging out. Like for me, there's a double-edged, not even double-edged, it's a two-prong reason why I love doing what I do.
Right.
One is I love the sport. I want to give back, first and foremost, legit. That whether if you know me, I hope you know that about me. And if you don't, you can speculate. I might not. That's fine. But the second part of that is I get to bring together people that I've known forever. That because I don't bowl anymore. The only people we were missing last year was like Tony, obviously, and Chris Schlemmer because he was ill.
Right.
But myself, Tim Mack, and Robert Smith in the same building hasn't happened in probably at least 15 years.
Man.
And for us to be able to hang out for those few days, behind the scenes, one of the funnest things I could have ever have had, as part of my tournament. So, but again, guys like Chris Schlemmer, Robert Smith, Tim Mack, Emil Williams with Bullstream TV.
Yeah.
Guys like it's so awesome to have all those guys from all over the country come out and either hang out and or bowl.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Mike Miller came out last year. I'm from New Mexico, and then now this year with Kyle coming, and then guys like Simo and Darren,
Yep.
always bowling my events. But yeah, it's awesome, and
I like
Outside
too
the event.
they come because not only that they bowl and they locked in, you still get to see their human side of them. They always taking pictures with people and
Yeah, very personable guys. I mean,
They're one of us,
Yeah.
pretty much.
that's how I met Stewie. was he came out to my tournament year 1, and he came up and I was like, hey, dude, thanks. I got a picture with Simon. Cool. Yeah. I don't like Mookie bowling my event.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
First year. He didn't bowl last year because he was too busy winning the World Series, which makes perfect sense, I guess.
You know, it was one of the coolest things. We did the USSBC event, the one that Matt won, I believe. And we had went into qualifying, and Mookie was there.
Yeah.
Actually in
Oh yeah, he was in. He bowled. He bowled up here, right?
Yeah, he was bowling. He was there at Union Hills, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And he was just bowling on the pair next to us.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying.
Again, he just a bowler,
No,
just hanging out with the guys.
that's really cool. So
I don't know. Bowling brings together a lot of really cool people, and we get to meet all kinds of walks of life, and some good and some are, but the tournaments all help with that, man. It's a really cool environment. It's really cool to be around. It's cool to go and watch the events, even if you're not bowling it. Watching the New Mexico Open, coming to the Ong and hanging out with all the people, like you said, it's
I think
part of the
one of the
experience.
best things I do like as a tournament director, because I bowl a lot.
Right.
And when I'm hosting a tournament, when I get a little downtime if I'm not asleep at the tournament,
Yeah.
I don't know what that
I
is.
get to watch a lot of bowlers.
Right.
Bowlers that are good, that are bowling good. Bowlers that are good, that are struggling. Bowlers that are not that good, having a good day. Like, for me, it does something to me like, okay, I'm doing something that I should be doing. Giving them something to do.
Yeah.
Like, I love to see someone that's down here, that's having, like you said, having a good day.
Yeah.
You know, whether if it's handicap or scratch, they're having a good day. You know, and that's my goal, to always give that bowler that, man, I had fun.
For sure.
At the end of the day, bowling the event should be an experience of some kind for people, right? You know, they come in and they can leave being, you know, maybe you had a frustrating day, but when you reflect after and you can still go, you know, I'm glad I bowled. You know, It was a good experience. It was a good event. It was good to be around those bowlers. It was good to practice on a harder shot. It was good to, you know, you can always take something away from each event. So definitely a big plus. So Carl, for all your stuff coming up, where can people look to sign up for everything?
Yeah. So
Please.
first part of the swing, Cactus Classic. Reach out to Theo.
Yep.
Theo Duthay, and reach out to him. He's all over Facebook. Complete bowling events.
Yep.
So you can sign up for the Cactus Classic. And then for the New Mexico Open, newmexicoopen.org. And then for the Agent Ong Open in October, agentongopen.com.
All right. We'll link everything down below so everyone can give it a look. Reggie, you got your stuff coming up. I'm sure we can see it on Alley Cat Action on Facebook coming up.
And my Instagram page and the YouTube channel as well.
Cool.
And Primal Bowling, like I said, Monday Night Showdown starting June 2nd, 7 p.m. check-ins, 30. It's going to be a fun 16 weeks. We're going to have Joey Shea helping us out. He's back there giving us moral support. So it's going to be a fun summer, guys. And again, Carl, thank you, man.
No, I appreciate you guys having me. This was fun.
I appreciate you coming on my small janky cast.
Can you show them your jersey? Because this is awesome.
Oh.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so this is the new Agent Ong Open, the Trilogy jersey. They're custom, so you can put whatever logos you want on it.
Love the color, man.
You can change the background colors and all the different fonts in the back. So huge shout out to Bolify.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, so get your jerseys. It's on our website right now.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, Reggie, always a good time seeing you, man.
You too.
Got to see you more.
too.
We got to do this more. Carl, man, again, thank you for doing
Dude, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming on and always showing your love and support, man.
No, I appreciate it, guys.
I appreciate you. So
I'll see you on a Monday night coming up.
sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.